Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bunch Nuts podcast. This is Dan. I'm here with Big Cass. Cass, man, is Ohio State getting upset this weekend? Is the question.
I don't think so. I mean, the whole country seems to think so. I don't think so. I Ryan Day teams are uh, coming off buys usually do really good.
Yeah.
The spread is down to 7.5. I did see that, but Washington's missing a few key pieces to their team as well. Ohio State's actually coming into this relatively healthy that we know of, unless some random starters on the like Bennett Christian was against OU. It's like every year we get to some of these games like this, and some rando starter is out. The good news is we're playing them 3:30, which is a new 12:30 game. There helps. I think that helps the Buckeyes more. It helps Washington.
Because it's noon. It's basically a noon game.
Yeah, basically a noon game. Um, the only thing, like I was telling people in the Slack, the only thing that really concerns me is if Ohio State finds themselves down or if Julian Sand makes an early mistake, how's he respond? And how is Brian Hartline's um, how is Brian Hartline's game plan going to be? That's my only concern. Um, because I think 4 and 17 are going to be keyed on a lot. I feel like this could be a Brandon Ennis and a Max Clare type of game.
I agree with you there, Cass. The thing about Washington is their secondary. Yes, they can force turnovers. They're very good at like forcing random turnovers, but in shootouts. They played Colorado State. They just played Washington State in the Apple Cup. Their defense got shredded in both of those games. In the fourth quarter, both games were 7 point games, and those aren't like crazy opponents by any means. So that the defense can absolutely be taken advantage of. Number 12, the safety for Washington, he had a couple picks in the Apple Cup, but he also got exposed a lot. I don't think he's a matchup at all with any of our receivers. The routes that are really open against his defense are the in breaking routes, or like a dig, anything like that across the field, in the middle of the field, 10, 15 yards in. So I absolutely agree with you. It could be any of them. Ennis, Tate, Jeremiah, Claire, anyone who can run those types of routes. But it would probably be Ennis, like you said, or Claire. But I totally agree with you there, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, offensively, Ohio State is pass. Believe it or not, Washington's offense is ninth in the country. I mean, it gives up a lot of yards. It gives up 62 second in the country in passing, but they only allowed 62 yards a game.
Mhm.
Their defense, they're not, which is ninth in the country. However, they played nothing but air raid offenses in Washington
Yeah.
and Colorado State, and couldn't tell you who the FCS school they played.
And Colorado State, they were able to at least kind of take advantage against Washington. They actually had a package I found interesting. It was almost like a Lincoln package. They had their quarterback coming in at the goal line and he scored a touchdown. And they got their back going too. But I could totally see Ohio State using Lincoln in a certain situation for this one because what it's a copycat, like NCAA's copycat. I'm sure Ryan Day and all them saw in the film that Colorado State was able to do this and have success. So depending on to how conservative Ryan Day is, he might want to, use Lincoln near the goal line.
Yeah, and got to find something. That's the only thing that really killed us against OU
Yeah.
is scoring in the red zone. But I think Four is going to get the ball a lot. Carnell Tate's going to get the ball. They're going to. I just hope Julian Sand doesn't force it. I think if he just comes out and takes what the defense gives him, and this could be a game where typically you like to see you defer to the second half, but I with this crowd being on the road, I'd like to see Ohio State get the ball back, get the ball first, go right down the field, and just take the wind out of this game because yes, Washington is a loud stadium, but if you come out them right away, it'll really tone them down. and I think if you take the ball, if you win the toss and you take the ball and you go right down and score on a long drive, it'll really suck the air out of the stadium.
The way Washington's defense is set up, Ohio State has not been able to run the ball to Ohio State standards this year. They've run the ball well by other program standards. By Ohio State standards, we're all like, oh, the running game needs to be better. I think Washington's defense, the defensive tackles, the interior players, they do a pretty good stopping the run. Like we said, they did play air raid offenses. I don't think we're gonna grind them down in the interior. I do like the game, the way the game is set up because it's Ohio State has been playing these games where they're just dropping back and just letting it rip with Jeremiah Tate. And even against Texas, I feel like we kind of let it rip with Julian. Washington, I don't believe has a secondary, the horses at all. So I really like that. I think we're gonna go out and honestly air it out, man. Day was in the press conferences. He was basically talking about how, oh, we can't let the environment dictate how we're gonna play. But he's like, oh, it's gonna be back to basics. But I think that was coach speak, the back to basics part. I think he just wants everyone to play fundamental football, but I think they're gonna let it rip, man. And basics for Ryan Day is, hey, go deep.
I mean, they're going to want to establish the run, and again, I think they can. I don't think. I mean, yeah, they got pretty decent tackles, but like they played Colorado State and Washington State, two teams that can't run the ball.
No,
Like,
and they got pushed around at times too. So it wasn't it was not total domination.
there's been rumors that there's a starting offensive player that's no longer going to be starting. Is it Tegra? Is it is it Tegra not starting with Ethan Onionwa starting now at guard? Is it is it Bo Jackson starting at running back?
Running
I
back.
mean, we're
I
gonna
could see that.
we're gonna see on Saturday, but I would probably lean more on Ethan Onionwa starting over Tegra than Bo Jackson being the starter. But I do think Bo Jackson the uh, is the most explosive running back. But we did see some
It could be a
running
tight
hard by Peoples.
it could be a tight end too.
Could be a tight end.
Because we got four good ones, so one of them could start.
I'm just thinking that offensively, I think we're going to want to establish a run, and I think we will. I think we'll be able to. But you know what? I kind of lean like I know started out sucking the air out of the stadium, but that means throwing the ball down the field. And I think you're right, Dan. I think Ohio State's going to air it out, and it could be a quick 5-6 play drive where it's nothing but throws by Julian Saint.
If Ohio State comes out and just airs it out, as long as there's no holding penalties, as long as the offensive line plays decent, because I don't think
They don't
Washington.
have a pass rush.
No, their pass rush did not impress me at all. Like I said, the only thing that kind of impressed me is just they have some big guys in the interior. I still think we'll be able to get 5 yards, 6, 7 yards at times when needed, but I wouldn't go and attack that part of the defense if I was Brian Hartline because that's the strength. And it's not a very strong defense by any means. It just I wouldn't attack that part. Washington's offense though, they kind of concern me. I want to flip to the offense for that. Damon Williams, everyone is kind of anointing him as like what the not a golden boy, but a favorite in the college football world. I feel like I've seen a lot of Damon Williams hype. Good runner, passing is he's good. He's not perfect in passing though. He holds it long at times. It feels like, especially if they're going deep. And some of his throws against Washington State and Colorado State, I'm like, I think like our D backs make a play on some of them, but since it's lesser talent, it's they get away with it.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, he's good. I think the running back is the one you have to worry about the
Oh
most.
yeah,
Ohio
he's a
State's kind of
monster.
Ohio State this year has struggled a little bit stopping the run. Granted, they played Texas week one, and then OU was able to have a little. OU didn't really have that much success running the ball, but the the thing with Ohio State's defense is Matt Patricia schemes up to the strengths of their opponents.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know what I mean. I expect Ohio State's defense to just out athlete them because really, outside of Damon Williams and the running back, I don't see athlete to athlete Washington competing
They're
against the
not
Buckeyes.
they're not as bad as other teams, dude. I will give them Washington their flowers. Their other back, Adam Muhammad. He's not a change of pace back, I would say, because he's maybe a little faster than Coleman and a little smaller, but he does a lot of similar stuff to Coleman, but he's just a good back. He's a good he can run up the gut. They like to use him a lot on the outside, like um outside handoffs on the outside. Their receiver, Denzel Boston, he's really good. He is 6'4". Him versus Iggy would be a great matchup. He has
I think
two
they put Jermaine Matthews on him.
possibly I think maybe Iggy because like he's more physical. He's a physical player, Denzel Boston. He's a really solid player. Desmond Roebuck, he's a freshman receiver for them. He has 104 yards and a touchdown this season, but he played a lot in their first two games and he flashed. And then they have Amari Evans back, the Penn State transfer. He's like their speed guy. He scored a touchdown against Washington State. He can definitely add another dimension to the offense. The way they win this game though, I think, is between Boston, the receiver, and Jonah Coleman. It's good. Jonah Coleman's going to have to carry them, and then I think Boston is going to have to make a couple great catches if they want any chance of winning this game.
So it sounds like their wide receiver two is out. Their best linebacker and cornerback might be out as well. Some of the Husky fans were talking about.
Who did they say the wide receiver two is? I'm just curious.
I would just say whoever's leading in stats. I don't know. They
Huh.
just said they didn't say the name.
Interesting. I'm just curious who it would be.
I would say Coleman or Roebuck.
Oh, Rashid
Or no,
Williams.
Coleman is the running back, so it's probably Roebuck.
I'm looking at the depth chart. It might be Rashid Williams because he's listed higher than the other guys. Who knows? They got players though. It's not
They
gonna.
they have Boston. Boston's clearly the number one target
Yeah,
for Williams Jr. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you just bracket that guy,
I don't think he has like the separation to go to burn you like
uh,
80 yards, but
his longest is 39 yards. He has
he's
three
gonna.
touchdowns, but
What concerns me is that Washington, between Boston and Coleman, they have guys who are physical, like they're war daddies. They're physical. They play through contact. They're grown men. Now, Ohio State has 11 of those guys everywhere, and Washington has only a limited number of those guys. But those guys are very good. The problem is Washington. It feels like, dude, they have sick athletes at some positions, and other guys I feel like are like club lacrosse players or
I
something.
mean, Williams is averaging 11 and a half yards a pass. He hasn't thrown an interception. He's going to throw an interception this week.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, they haven't faced a defense. They haven't faced a good defense since the Michigan game last year, and they ended up winning that game last year. But like in reality, they have not faced a good defense
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah,
This
I
kind of
but
feels like this
do
feels like
think
fool's gold.
it's going to be like it's going to be a 13-10 ball game at halftime, and then the Buckeyes kind of break free. I've got my final score prediction 27-17. We covered the I we cut this was back. I made this when it was 10 points, so we cover this. We cover the spread when it was 9.5. 27-17 seems about right for me. We cover the spread, but it's like a dominant 27-17 if you think about it, because it's 13-10 at the half. People are hyping up Washington. Then Ohio State just comes out and just plays their brand.
So I think we're just gonna it's gonna be a shootout, but we're gonna score on like every single drive. For when we want to score, we're gonna score.
You know
Washington,
what this game reminds me of? Last year's Michigan State game.
yeah,
Aiden Childs was being hyped up as this good quarter. Granted, Williams is probably better than Aiden Childs.
I think yeah, Washington's definitely further along than
But
Michigan State.
but doesn't this game remind you of we come off a bye? It's your birthday weekend. It's a road game.
It, it could be that. It could be like the Northwestern game in 2013 where like we like we won by 2 scores at the end with the Joey Bosa fumble
Yeah,
recovery.
like it was just a weird game. Even though like
I could see
we
that.
dominate this, you look on the scoreboard, and it's like, why didn't Ohio State win by a larger margin?
I got Ohio State 35 and I got Washington. I got them getting 21.
That
Uh,
that seems fair.
I think but Ohio State will be firmly in control. Washington will make it interesting. Jonah Coleman and Boston are going to make themselves a lot of money on Sundays from this one when they see the tape, when the scouts see the tape of them going up against our athletes. Um, so yeah, I got that score 35-21, but it's a confident easy win for the Buckeyes. Enough people will always be upset and I get it.
I do you think, despite a win over Washington, even if it's convincing, like we both say, that if Penn State knocks off Oregon, they're going to jump Penn State to number one over us in Miami, which I don't care.
I don't think they would move Penn State over us because of how much we've owned Penn State. We have such a big win streak over them too, and we're the defending Natty champs. You have the win over Texas. If you
They
beat,
definitely jump back to number two, though.
they would jump to. I don't think they would jump us. I would find that very hard to believe because Penn State hasn't looked elite. Just beating Oregon, while we beat the B version of Oregon this year in Washington, but well, like one of those schools is always good. Um, no, I think Ohio State would stay one. I'd be very surprised.
Keys to the victory for the Buckeyes: just play your game, shut out the outside noise, shut out the noise, and just play your game.
I got these three guys need to have the best game. Like these three guys will determine how the game will go. Sonny Styles, Orville Reese, Caleb Downs.
I
Um,
feel like Caleb Downs is going to follow wherever the quarterback goes.
I also yeah, well, and I think it starts with whoever spying. I think all three will take turns spying him. I think Sonny will spy him at one point. I think Arvell Reese can spy him too, dude, which is crazy. We have three guys who could all spy him. Just whoever's spying him, just do your job. It's gonna rest with one of those three guys, though.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Question for you, going
Answer.
back to last week: is Indiana fool's gold in Illinois that bad, or is Indiana actually that good?
That's a great question. Indiana is that good at this point. They have a lot of guys that are still back from last year, like Surratt and the receivers, and they got Roman Hembry from Maryland. He's a solid player, but the Mendoza, the quarterback. It's kind of funny because Cass, did you look at any of the mock drafts like for 2026 after you looked like the NFL? Okay, I just want to point out to every single person listening to this, the number one player next year was Arch Manning on like all these going, and then you know who it's changed to though, Cass. You know who the number one like
Mendoza,
Mendo out of nowhere, and suddenly he's like a Heisman favorite. They got a quarterback apparently, so
but
I'm saying
they
they're legit.
they go to Eugene and they go to Penn State.
It, you know what? Nothing would surprise me. I'm not saying they're gonna, but nothing would surprise me after what they just did to Illinois.
Keep
Uh,
in mind, Illinois was down four DBs. They were down three starting DBs, and their DB went out for targeting.
you know what though? I excuses.
I don't think they're going to beat Oregon or Penn State.
It would be tough. I think if they're gonna beat any of them, it would be Penn
Penn
State.
State. Here's the crazy part: Penn State has Indiana the week after Ohio State.
And that could be the two losses right there for them.
for
especially if
Penn
Ohio
State.
State. Yeah, if they play Ohio State and it's a physical game, they lose. They're going to be beat up, and then the next week historically teams perform bad after
Oh,
like tough games.
I think they'll lose October 11th to Oregon
Yeah, 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 yeah.
though. But then they don't play anybody until they go to Penn State. So I'm gonna look and because I'm gonna see who the Buckeyes play that week. All right. So
Let's see it.
let's see. Big Ten. Let's go. So November. So that's week 11. Ohio State
After
plays Purdue. So
oh,
Penn State's about to get another noon game. Their big noon's going to Penn State, Happy Valley after the Ohio. Even if they lose to Ohio State, the Ohio State because I have tickets to the Ohio State Purdue game. Which funny story. I can't believe this. I don't know how. Uh, I buy my Purdue tickets in the section that they say where Ohio State, the visitors sit, but I didn't read the fine print where they say they put them on the top. So I buy the tickets. I get an email says you have to create an account for Purdue, and it says this student wants to transfer your tickets. I'm like, did I just buy Purdue student tickets? So there I am going to be in Purdue to watch Ohio State Purdue to hear the stupid train in uh, the student section. Last time we went to West Lafayette, we played on Peacock at noon. This screams BTN at noon.
it does. It does. You've been
Because
you've been to Purdue a couple times too when you went with
this is your
Aaron.
first time. This is my first time seeing Ohio State though.
Yeah, that I remember it was Northwestern Purdue, right? And you guys were like right underneath the
Yeah,
goalpost.
yeah. So I'm assuming Iowa if Iowa continues to win, that Oregon Iowa will be 3:30 CBS.
Yeah.
Big noon will be Indiana Penn State, and then Northwestern USC maybe the 7:30 game or or could it be NBC going to Purdue for a night game?
Does Michigan play that week?
No, Maryland Rutgers, Nebraska UCLA. Here's the question: who does Notre Dame play that week? Notre Dame plays because that might be the NBC night game. Navy. That's already 7:30 NBC Peacock.
Yeah.
So there will be no 7:30 game. So we're definitely going to be BTN or Peacock at noon against Purdue.
I like it. Okay. Yeah. That's one we gotta just rip the Band-Aid off early in the day and get that one over with.
But as we announced, we're going to be at the Minnesota game
Yes.
next week.
Oh yeah.
It's a night game. We got our Big Ten night game because we sacrificed the blackout for a big noon kickoff. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. How about they just do this? Go ahead and switch it.
They're afraid to announce it too at noon. They know they're going to get absolutely roasted the second.
Here's the thing, Dan. They have time to switch it. It's homecoming next week. Just switch it. Say we're going to do the blackout against Minnesota. Switch it. Like you have time.
I like a lot of the traditions they're doing this year. The state I like.
Oh, change the Ohio song, please.
I think they got rid of it. I don't know. I hope they get rid of it. No one cares, but yeah, the blackout at noon's the dumbest idea ever. Please make it a night game.
You have a chance this weekend, next weekend, at night on NBC, homecoming. Make it a blackout. Just change it.
Yeah.
Just change it. Say, hey, sorry, folks, we're going to make this the blackout instead of Penn State because we know Penn State's going to be at noon.
They won't ever do that though because they refuse to admit they won't swallow their pride. No one's gonna swallow their pride, and it's gonna end up being a cluster. We're gonna get the helmet stripe again.
The helmet stripe was cool.
The student section did a good job. No one has enough gray though to make it look good.
No.
I think it should be scarlet And then this one part of the student is gray, part of the other student's gray, and the middle is scarlet. That's it. Everyone else needs to wear scarlet for that to work.
Let's see here. So the weekend we play Penn State, we got to hope that Maryland keeps winning because
Why?
that's our only shot at Big Noon picking up. But who plays in the Big 12 that week?
Who is it?
Well,
Anyone?
well, they've already announced a lot of these games. Well, this is what's weird, Dan. Noon, FS1, UCF, Kansas State. They never do an FS1 game at noon. Are they
Yeah.
cook? Is Fox cooking something up that weekend?
What do you mean?
Oh wait, that's September 27th. Never mind. Hold on. Check that. Timeout. Timeout on the field. So the
Oh,
week.
I'm pulling up the schedule too.
Okay. So they're not doing Iowa State, Arizona State at noon. Well, they might. Oh yeah, they're definitely not. They're definitely. I'm sorry, folks, but they are definitely doing Penn State and Ohio State at noon.
Yeah,
Here's
there's only Saturday 20 there's only how many games? Why does it keep changing? The score app is not great for this.
well,
Um
I'm screenshotting it and taking it and
you have
putting
it
it.
it's Saturday, November 1st, right?
Yeah. So Saturday, November 1st.
They could do Arizona State, Iowa State. Arizona State's not ranked, but Iowa State's 14. That's actually a huge game for the Big 12. They could do Texas Tech,
Well, here's the
Kansas
thing. What they
State.
might do, and they've done this in the past. They've done this in the past because I worked the Ohio State Maryland game in 2021. Yeah, because Big Noon was at Iowa for the Penn State Iowa game, but they played Ohio State Maryland at noon and played that one at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Could they do that? Still have Gus and Joel do the game at 3:30 at 4 o'clock at the shoe to kind of give that twilight because that twilight blackout look like they did um, in 2017 and just put that game at 4 o'clock. Because think about the World Series will be going on too. Think about this. Fox could really change this up and make this work. Put Arizona State, Iowa State at noon. Put Ohio State at 4 o'clock on Fox, and then
That's
do the World
honestly
Series.
That's a very fair compromise. As a fan, I think that would they give us a 3:30 game because at that point you are correct. Like it will bleed into night because it'll get dark by like halftime, and then yeah, I like it.
Like I was telling my buddy who's a Penn State fan, I was like, he looked it up. The top 20. I can't believe we got a big game against this week against Washington, but we're talking about it. But the top 20 most watched sporting events in the United States were football games, right? No baseball, and 9 of them were college games, which obviously some of them probably included Ohio State. So the fact that on a regular season game, Ohio State versus Penn State had more viewers than a World Series game should tell Fox maybe we should move this game up.
I agree.
Screw the baseball schedule. That's what bugs me about this baseball schedule. They have Saturday night baseball, and you play the Cardinals versus the Cubs at 8 o'clock after Texas versus Ohio State at noon.
I can't I've got a minute here. I can't even watch the tribe or the Reds because like the it's impossible to watch the local teams in Ohio. I don't know why. I can watch every other team. Um I just
Well,
want to
the Reds are about to blow their playoff chances. They're losing 2-0 to the Pirates right now.
Yankees are about to win the division. They're getting hot, and the Red Sox are beating the Blue Jays. They need to beat the White Sox. I think they're tied. But that's all I got. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. Go Bucks! And oh, by the way, Dubs, beautiful dog. Just gotta throw that in there. Their mascot, Dubs, great dog. Love you, Dubs. But go Bucks! Thank you.
Bucks.